Well, a very good evening to you and a warm welcome to TV 47 News Tonight. Glad you could join us this 23rd day of September 2021. My name is Musa Salah. We have a lot lined up for you, but first, the top stories making headlines tonight. The High Court rules that NMS Director General Mohamed Badi should not attend cabinet meetings. His inclusion in the cabinet is unconstitutional. Also tonight, the vehicle in which late Nyeri County Governor Wahome Gakuru was traveling in before his death had no pre-accident defects. A Nyeri court heard today. Plus, the church says the plan to reunite President Kenyatta and his deputy is still on.
As a team of church leaders, we have been making those attempts. We cannot say we have come to an end of it. It is still a matter in our prayer closet, but also in an engagement which is still alive.
Welcome to the broadcast. Mini Mbesa is our sign language interpreter. TV 47 News Tonight begins right now. The High Court in Milimani has quashed a decision by President Uhuru Kenyatta that included Major General Mohamed Badi into cabinet meetings. Justice Anthony Mrima declared that the decision as contained in the Executive Order number 3 of 2020 that is illegal and unconstitutional. Now Mrima has also issued an order prohibiting Badi from attending any cabinet meetings or discharging any functions of the cabinet. Mrima also ruled that the court did not find any justification in the decision to include Badi in the affairs of the cabinet. Kandara Member of Parliament Alice Wahome had challenged the constitutionality of the decision to appoint Badi as the, of course, Director General of Nairobi Metropolitan Services into the cabinet, as well as attend its committees. NMS was constituted on the 18th of March by President Uhuru Kenyatta, nearly a month after former Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko handed over 4 key functions to the national government. Now, the vehicle in which late Nyeri County Governor Wahome Gakuru was traveling in before his death did not have defects prior to the accident that happened along the Nyeri-Thika Highway in 2017. Police officers who testified say there were all indications that the accident could have been caused as a result of speeding. Sharon Baranga has that report.
On Thursday, the Nyeri court heard that the vehicle late Nyeri County Governor Wahome Gakuru was traveling in did not have defects prior to the accident that claimed his life in 2017.
On arrival at the scene,
this is according to police officers who testified. Paul Karungo, a former senior homicide detective, told Chief Magistrate Wendy Kagendo that when the wreckage of a Mercedes-Benz was examined by an expert from the manufacturers in Germany, it was deduced that the vehicle had no defects before the crash. Other police officers said from the look of things at the accident scene, they were all indicators that the accident could have been caused as a result of speeding.
the left front tire, I think, had passed, or rather was not within the wrecked Mercedes-Benz. It was a bit far from where the Mercedes-Benz was. So showing that...
So the skid marks were visible, according to you?
The breakings was feasible.
Gakuru, who was the third governor of Nyeri, had his seatbelt on.
Did your report alongside the German expert, or you are the person tasked to actually undertake whatever his findings were and reduce them to a report form?
But one thing I cannot say clearly is from which part they are about employed, whether it's the law or the dashboard. But from the driver's side, you can see clearly the example. deployment of the airbag on the steering.
Chief Magistrate Wendy Kagendo ordered Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga and Mathira Member of Parliament Rigathi Gachagua to record statements and indicate when they will testify during the mention of the case set for 1st November 2021. Sharon Baranga, TV 47.
Now, 6 officers charged with the murder of 2 brothers from Kianjokoma village in Embu County have been directed to swear affidavits indicating their places of residence. Justice Daniel Ogembo, after, of course, hearing the application seeking to be admitted on bail, also directed a report to be filed in court indicating the status of Kianjokoma before he can make a determination on whether or not to release them on bail. Now, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions and the victim's family opposed the release of the 6 on bail, arguing witnesses are well known to the accused persons. On the other hand, the defense wants the 6 admitted to bail, arguing the prosecution has not provided compelling reasons.
Known, the parents who are in this court. Whether these people, we have divided on how we have allocated. The parents and have signed a consent dated 5th of August 2021 to allow the independent IMLU to publicize this case to the media and pass information to other human rights institutions and pursue the rights in this case. They are here to publicize and to recover compensation. My Lord, that is why we are saying Article 157 mandates only the DPP to do this job. Therefore, the 6 people are charged here so that the civil society can attain their financial interests.
They are being told that there was tension on the ground. And so, the only place that they are going to be safe is to keep them in custody. My Lord, can anybody, the state and every other person, be hard to say that you can only be safe in custody when Article 29 grants you this right of protection and to live anywhere? They cannot come with that argument. It is against the fundamental rights.
All right, ACK Archbishop Jackson Ole Sapit has dismissed claims that efforts by the clergy to rekindle the bromance between President Uhuru Kenyatta and his second-in-command, William Ruto, have hit a dead end. Now, speaking at Nairobi, or rather in Nairobi at the culmination of a meeting that brought together all 3 organs of the Anglican Church of Kenya, Sapit was optimistic that talks between the two will be fruitful. David Mudoka with the details.
Anglican Church Archbishop Jackson Ole Sapit is optimistic that the clerics will reconcile President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto, saying all is not lost. This as the political rivalry between the duo hit a crescendo 3 weeks ago, with President Kenyatta asking his deputy to resign from government.
As a team of church leaders, we have been making those attempts. We cannot say we have come to an end of it. It is still a matter in our prayer closet, but also in an engagement which is still alive.
Sapit, who was speaking in Nairobi, has further called on the government to address challenges facing the country, citing the recent pain at the pump as a bitter pill to swallow.
Call upon the government to cushion many Kenyans from hardship caused by high cost of living, such as tax reliefs and also reduction of fuel prices.
Ole Sapit further commended politicians for dealing the pulpit a wide berth in the wake of an uproar by various churches over a surge in campaigns within sanctuaries.
In the recent past, we have witnessed cases where politicians want to assume the role of the clergy as well as turn the pulpit as arena for negative and divisive politics. We appreciate that every Christian has a right to attend worship without fearing that their place of worship will be converted for political campaigns.
President Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto have been at loggerheads since March 2018 following the handshake deal between him and ODM leader Raila Odinga. David Mudhoka, TV47.
Well, interesting developments there as the calls to unite President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy continues. Now, the ruling Jubilee Party has nominated Isaac Ngugi to the Senate as a replacement for the late Senator Victor Prengei, who died in a road accident in August. According to Jubilee Secretary General Raphael Tuju, the party had initially fronted 38-year-old Peter Cheruyot, who did not meet the age requirement set by the IEBC for youth representatives in the Senate. Now, of course, as that continues, several leaders have accused Jubilee's top leadership of failing to appoint the replacement of Prengei from the Ogiek community.
The Ogiek community have very unique challenges, including land issues, cultural issues, language at extinction, and many other challenges. And we also made that recommendation to the party. The Ogiek community have been loyal to our party. They've worked throughout. And were it not for the misfortune of death, this matter would not have come. So we feel that the Ogiek have been robbed. And once again to say that the actions and behavior of the people leading the Jubilee Party, especially the two people we have always mentioned, is at best an insult to the membership within the larger Jubilee.
Now, away from that, Kanu chairman Gideon Moi has met Kanu delegates and supporters in Mombasa County ahead of the party's declaration of its flag bearer. Petronila Goren with the details.
Speaking at the event that brought together more than 400 Kanu delegates from Mombasa, the party chairman Gideon Moi says that the party is in the process of making a major announcement on its stand ahead of the next year's general elections.
Ile vumbi tutatoa, watakumbuka Kanu. Na tuingii kitu to play games. Life is too serious for that. Ukitaka kucheza mchezo uende ligi nyingine. Hii sasa tutaingia ile Super League, Premier League. Na tutakuwa na master players, hata kama tutanunua.
In a move that is expected to revive the party countrywide, Moi says Kenyans should be prepared for a tough political battle, insisting that Kanu is ready to recapture power.
Na marafiki yetu tuko ndani ya ile mrengo ambao tunaitwa OKA, One Kenya Alliance. Na baba yuko mbali. Sisi zote tunafanya kazi pamoja. Sababu tuko na lengo ambalo tunajua vile pale tunataka tufike.
Some of the political leaders present at the event called out on the deputy president to resign, citing the bad blood between him and the president.
Mtu anatukana mara Uhuru, mara anasifu serikali ya Uhuru, kigeugeu. Sumumona? Mtu kama hiyo tutaamini kweli? Mara ako ndani ya serikali, asubuhi, jioni ako wapi? Ako nje anatukana serikali ya Uhuru. Mimi kama ningekuwa ni yeye, ningeresign. Niwachane na Uhuru, niseme nimetosheka na niko tayari kulinda nchi.
Kanu delegates are set to meet at the Bomas of Kenya on September 30th to unveil the party's presidential candidate. Petronila Goren for TV47 in Mombasa.
Now, away from that, the Amani National Congress, ANC, has unveiled its new Secretary General to fill the position that fell vacant following the resignation of Barack Muluka. And as Joash Onsare now reports, the party insists it will be on the ballot next year.
Lawyer Simon Kamau Gikuru is now the Secretary General of Amani National Congress in a ceremony presided over by the party leader Musalia Mudavadi at the party headquarters in Nairobi. Thank you. Addressing the party members today, Mudavadi said ANC is the party of choice that will work with the young people in running the party and the next government.
Tulisema the party of ANC is going to become the party of the young people in this Kenya. And that is why we have sent the strongest signal that we are ready to work with the young people at all levels, including the highest level.
Kwa hivyo vijana, mmepewa changamoto na Mheshimiwa Rais mtarajiwa. Tunataka kuwaona kwa county assemblies. Tunataka kuwaona kwa the National Assembly. Tunataka kuwaona kwa Senate. We want to see you serving as governors.
The ANC boss, accompanied by the party officials, emphasized on the need for Kenyans to remain peaceful and focused ahead of 2022 polls. He called on Kenyans to rally together and work with him in liberating the country.
Inatakana mukitembea munasema to finish corruption in Kenya. The solution is Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi. Kufufua uchumi Kenya ni Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi. Those are the two slogans.
He has also called on those who haven't registered as voters to take the advantage of the upcoming mass voter registration and come out in large numbers and register, for their vote will count come 2022.
Wale wamekuwa wakiimba hii chama ni ya Waluya, leo hii mumeona the national face in ANC.
Pahali uliko, ward yako, sublocation yako, location yako, constituency yako, county yako, ni jukumu lako kuhakikisha kwamba una encourage wale ambao hawajajiandikisha waende wajiandikishe wawe wapigaji kura.
Kamau Gikuru takes the SG position that fell vacant on August last year after the resignation of Barack Muluka. He once served as a legal officer for the Alliance Party of Kenya.
Thank you.
Joash Onsare, TV 47, Nairobi.
Well, Joash Onsare's report takes us to our first commercial break, but we'll be back with more. Do stay with us.
Ability is common in everyone. Those abled differently also have immense ability.
Maybe we are not good in both, but we can be good in life.
They reach beyond the limits in their special, different way.
If the society can just be careful on what they call them and how they refer to them, that would at least be better.
They need to be loved. They have feelings. They would like to give love. It's a natural thing.
Catch their story on Beyond the Limit on TV 47 every Saturday at 7:30 p.m.
The brain does not exactly know how to differentiate physical pain from the psychological.
Nilikuwa na feel nimefeel hata watoi wangu.
This month, our sisters, mothers and friends share their heartfelt stories of the pain and struggles with Joy Irongo.
We are all about being authentic and sharing our lifetime experiences to speak hope and empower a woman who's probably going through a rough patch.
Join us as we unravel the heartache.
So the doctor told me she has only 2 weeks to live.
Mimi nilikaa tu miezi 2 tu nikiwa na furaha kwa ndoa.
Every Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
Are you looking to buy a home? Or are you looking to build one, yet you don't know where to start? Well, The Realtor is your home of real estate development information, whether you are looking to invest in the city or outside the city. We link you with the experts in the field, be it designing.
We have also a very nice lighting and then gypsum decoration on the top of the ceiling.
Roofing.
When you involve a professional in your construction, there is a difference. Project that has been delivered by a professional person and a project that has not been delivered by a professional person.
Interiors.
What we are trying to go is for a mix of European and Middle Eastern look.
Everything all under one roof. Join us every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m.
Any waste stream in our society can be turned into a revenue stream. Basically, turning lemons to lemonade. It could be a restaurant, animation industry, artistry, or even fitness. Just like the sweets and
Alright, welcome back. You're watching TV47 News Tonight. And to more news, Energy and Petroleum Cabinet Secretary Charles Keter was today fined by Senate Committee on Energy $500,000 shillings for failure to honor the summons to shed light on fuel price increments in the country in the recent past. Senators have termed his failure to appear before the committee as disrespecting and demeaning the mandate of Parliament.
Just a day after heated debate in the Senate plenary, after Minority Leader James Orengo moved a censorship motion against Energy Cabinet Secretary Charles Keter, Senate's Energy Committee has resolved to fine him 500,000 shillings for snubbing the committee again today, where he was expected to shed light on fuel hike in the country and the KPLC's status.
And I must say the committee has unanimously passed the resolution or the judgment that a fine be imposed upon the Cabinet Secretary of 500,000 shillings.
Senators resolved not to listen to the PS Energy who appeared before the committee in what they termed as disrespect to their mandate.
The fact that the minister and others like him have been very contemptuous of this house, of the House of Senate, is very clear. And clearly, I'm sure the thinking is that Senate cannot impeach us, Senate, we're not answerable to them. But what is coming out, the contempt is not just for the Senate, the contempt is for the people of this country. So that if then the executive cannot answer to the House of Parliament because that House of Parliament doesn't have mandate over their existence, where does that leave Wanjiku? And so
take note that if you fail to attend before the committee on the date and time specified in this summons or produce the documents required by the committee may impose upon you a fine not exceeding 500,000 shillings. So he knew this. So, Mr. Chairman, I may want to associate myself with the sentiments of my sister that we are not doing this thing for ourselves. Let me finish, Mr. Chairman. We are doing this thing because we are representing the Wanjikos.
The snubbing of the committee adding salt to the censorship debate, which was on Wednesday tackled in the Senate's plenary, with senators having no kind words to the CS.
This first component of the motion, that we censure these two cabinet ministers. And it has nothing to do with politics. It's like being summoned by the court. You receive a summons from an appropriate authority. You are summoned by the investigative agencies. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with religion. When Parliament summons you, and in the committee of the House, we got members of all shades. When you are summoned to appear, you have no duty. If you are a cabinet secretary that has taken the oath of office and knows his responsibilities under the Constitution and the law, your duty is to appear. And
these two cabinet secretaries did not even
bother to draft a response. That's why this censure is important, so that it goes on record that these cabinet secretaries are not fit to hold public office. If it comes to a time when they are supposed to hold public office, we must put this in record. It must be that when there is contempt of parliament, it must be contempt of the people of Kenya. It is contempt against the people of Makueni. It is contempt against the people of Tharaka-Nithi. But let's ask the question, who is going to tell the king is naked? Who?
The National Assembly had given the Energy Committee 14 days to table a report on the fuel prices. Elizabeth Mutuku, TV47, Nairobi.
Well, thank you, Elizabeth Mutuku, for that report. Normal business activities have resumed at the famous Rumuruti livestock auction market in Laikipia County, even as herders decry low livestock prices occasioned by the ongoing drought in northern Kenya. Mike Agwongo with the details.
Eneo la Rumuruti, kaunti ya Laikipia, limeshuhudia shughuli nyingi.
Well, we apologize for that technical hitch. Our technical team is working on that report as we speak. Now, bomb experts were today afternoon deployed to Yare building in Isili area of Nairobi County after threatening leaflets that warned people to stay away from the mall were found in one of the building's lifts. Confirming the incident after the building was cleared of any threats, Kamukunji Sub-County DCC Samuel Kariuki assured residents that further investigations into the matter will be conducted to reveal the real motive behind the threatening leaflets. Now, most of the businesses in the area remained closed as traders cried foul of losing a day's kill.
Fanyika hapa, iko makaratasi ilikuwa imerushwa kwa hii jumba ikitahadharisha watu ati kunaweza kuwa na mlipuko kufikia saa 7. Tulipopewa hiyo habari na wasimamizi wa hili jumba, tuliweza kutuma maafisa wetu wote wakafika hapa wakiongozwa na kitengo ya kutegua mabomu ambao wamepekua nyumba yote, lakini wamehakikisha hakuna chochote. Kufikia sasa nyumba liko salama na wao wananchi kama vile hao wasimamizi wa hili nyumba lingine wamefanya. Ukiona jambo ambalo silo la kawaida kama karatasi kama hiyo, watuambie mapema.
Katika kila sehemu ya nchi yetu na katika dunia yetu hii kuna waenda wazimu. Kuna watu wenye chuki na fitina ambao wanataka kuharibu biashara ya wengine, kazi ya wengine. Lakini kwa bahati nzuri tumewashinda na kazi za kila siku hapa. Watu wako hawana shida yoyote. Isli na Kamkunji ni salama, hakuna ugaidi, hakuna uizi. Idara ya polisi inashika doria na ni salama hapa.
Well, let's switch gears to matters related to health. Reproductive health officials in Trans Nzoia County have launched a sensitization program aimed at curbing teenage pregnancies in the region. This follows an upsurge in the cases of teenage pregnancies in the county, with 11,000 school-going children affected last year. Boniface Barasa with the details.
Stakeholders in Trans Nzoia County have come up with strategies to curb teenage pregnancies in the county. This comes just months after the county was ranked among counties with high cases of teenage pregnancies in the country, forcing the county reproductive health department to roll out a sensitization campaign targeting school-going children.
Because of the increased number of teenage pregnancy in our county, it has triggered the county government. We get to know the root cause of teenage pregnancies in our county, and we've done so by ensuring we have school health programs whereby we go and help educate our teenagers on behavioral change.
And today we are here just to talk to these young girls, telling them that teenage pregnancy is not a good thing to be happening in our society. Kwa sababu hii itafanya kwamba they will not see their vision.
But what is fueling teenage pregnancies in Trans Nzoia County?
Umaskini. Na umaskini venye iko, unapata watoto wanakuja wanadanganyika na vijana huku nje, wanawaambia maybe kama ni kuwachukulia vitu kama visodo. Sasa msichana akikubali anapewa hiyo, na unakuja anapata ujauzito.
Kuna kitu inaitwa kwa Kiingereza inaitwa peer pressure. Kwa watoto wanakaa pamoja, wanachangiana maneno, mtu anafuata mambo ya mwingine. Cha pili ni kuwa kuna kitu inaitwa disco matanga.
Majority of pregnant students face a lot of challenges, a good number living in denial as they face high stigma in school and from the community.
Concentration inaisha kwa darasa. Ya pili, ana feel odd one out na wenzake kwa sababu yeye ako mjamzito na wengine wako sawa. Ya tatu ni hata pia uko nyumbani ana feel odd one out na ndugu zake na dada zake.
The school's principal Nancy Haemba says the school has set up a support system for pregnant students who are taken through counseling and are also assisted to access prenatal care services at public health facilities.
Kama huu mwaka tumepata wasichana 8 wale wamepata ujauzito. We look at pregnancy not as a sin. It is just like an accident that has occurred to this young mind that was not able to make a correct decision.
Parents and guardians have been urged to create an environment that does not expose girls to compromising situations that may push them away.
Wazazi wanaficha wakidhani ya kwamba wasichana hawaelewi mambo ya kingono. Na I think hapo ndio wanapoteza. So waongelee kuhusu the RH, the reproductive health of their teenagers.
Kama mzazi ameweka masaa anafuatilia mtoto bila anakaa, pia yatasaidia mimba asitapatikana haraka. Alafu tena mtoto akitoka nyumbani lazima mzazi ajue ameenda wapi.
The current rate of pregnancies within the county stands at 52%, while the national rate is at 23%.
The collective effort synergized together is anticipated to combat and reduce the increased number of teenage pregnancy in the county. Boniface Barasa, TV47, Trans Nzoia County.
Well, let's get back to that story on the security situation in Rumuruti. Normal business activities have resumed at the famous Rumuruti livestock auction market in Laikipia County, even as herders decry low livestock prices occasioned by the ongoing drought in the northern Kenyan counties. Mike Agwongo with the details.
Last week's market was paralyzed by clashes between herders and locals that rocked the area. Today, however, thousands of herders and traders flocked the market following the return of an EC in the town, which is the Laikipia County headquarters.
So sasa ile shida sasa tumepata kubwa hapa ni biashara imerudi kuwa chini. Biashara imerudi kuwa chini kwa sababu sasa wanunuzi hata bado wanahofia hii magari, ukiangalia hapa ni chache. Na kila wakati hapa inakuanga masaa kama hizi mbuzi inakuwa almost kuishaisha.
Ile soko ngine tangu furugo wakati tulikuwa ameanza tulikuwa na shida kwa sababu hakuna mahali ya kuuza. Hii mali tunategemea.
Approximately 2,000 cattle and 5,200 sheep and goats are sold at the town's weekly livestock auction held every Thursday. A couple of 100 meters north of the town center, Rumuruti's livestock market attracts sellers from as far as Baringo, Turkana, Isiolo and Samburu, and buyers from as far as Meru, Nairobi, Nakuru, Murang'a, Nyeri and even Somalia.
Ndio turikafe hiyo wakati itakuwa muda kidogo. Maybe wiki 2-3, lakini kama kuna amani hata biashara itajilete.
Rumuruti Township Ward MCA Joseph Suge said that they were happy that the efforts various leaders had made to bring together herders and local residents and end the clashes had borne fruits.
Mji wa Rumuruti ni mji ambao unakuwa kwa haraka sana, na imesaidiwa sana na hii soko ya mifugo. Na kusema ukweli, sehemu hii ni sehemu ambao watu wote wanaishi.
According to data from the county government, revenue worth about $500,000 is collected by the county government in the livestock auction market. Last week, the county was hardly hit in terms of revenue collection in the town. However, even as calm returns in the town, pastoralists who had brought their livestock to the market for sale from as far as Isiolo and Samburu counties were forced to sell their livestock at low prices.
Ng'ombe bado yuko mbalimbali na bado yuko na shida hiyo ng'ombe mbalimbali mahali imeenda sababu ya kiangazi.
Residents say drought is ravaging hundreds of their livestock, and they had no option than to sell them at throwaway prices because they can't afford to lose more animals.
Bei nayo imerudi kuwa duni sana. Ukiangalia kondoo kama hii inakuanga 15,000 lakini saa hizi unaambia hata 5,000 6,000.
For TV 47 Mike Kagwango.
Well, 30 minutes past the hour and it is time to take another short commercial break, but we'll be back with more. Do stay with us.
Ability is common in everyone. Those abled differently also have immense ability.
Maybe we are not good in both, but we can be good in life.
They reach beyond the limits in their special, different way.
If the society can just be careful in what they call them and how they refer to them, that would at least be better.
They need to be loved. They have feelings. They would like to give love. It's a natural thing.
Catch their story on Beyond the Limit on TV 47 every Saturday at 7:30 p.m.
The brain does not exactly know how to differentiate physical pain from the psychological.
Nilikuwa na feel nimefeel hata watoi wangu.
This month, our sisters, mothers and friends share their heartfelt stories of the pain and struggles with Joy Irongo.
We are all about being authentic and sharing our lifetime experiences to speak hope and empower a woman who's probably going through a rough patch.
Join us as we unravel the heartache.
So the doctor told me she has only 2 weeks to live.
Mimi nilikaa tu miezi 2 tu nikiwa na furaha kwa ndoa.
Every Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
Are you looking to buy a home, or are you looking to build one, yet you don't know where to start? Well, The Realtor is your home of real estate development information, whether you are looking to invest in the city or outside the city. We link you with the experts in the field, be it designing.
We have also a very nice lighting and then gypsum decoration on the top of the ceiling.
Roofing.
When you involve a professional in your construction, there is a difference. Project that has been delivered by a professional person and a project that has not been delivered by a professional person.
Interiors.
What we are trying to go is for a mix of European and Middle Eastern look.
Everything all under one roof. Join us every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m.
Welcome back. You're watching TV 47 News Tonight. Now, members of parliament from the Abagusi region have called for the unity of purpose in the region, saying they will consider working with political parties that will put the interest of the region in their manifesto and policies ahead of the next year's general election. Speaking after a 2-day meeting with the MPs, say they may consider forming their party, which will help them negotiate for the region's interest.
The national conversation must be alive to our people's unique role and standing in our country. We hope that the 2022 permutations and combinations will secure our community's interest. We wish to remind all and sundry that the Gusii community will not be passengers in the Kenyan political dispensations. We intend to become shareholders and not supporters. Our support will now be aligned to our political and economic interests.
Tumeamua kuwa ikiwezekana tukipata kuwa vyama hivi vingine havichukui maslahi yetu kwa undani, tuna jukumu la kuhakikisha kuwa tutasajili chama chetu ambacho kitasimamia mambo ya kisiasa kutoka eneo la Kisii na Nyamira. Na vile mnavyoona, ukiangalia Mlima Kenya wanazungumzia hilo jambo, ukienda magharibi mwa Kenya wanazungumzia hilo jambo, ukienda pwani wanazungumzia hilo jambo. Kwa hivyo sisi tunasema kama wa Kenya tunaelewa kuwa sasa maneno ya kuongea siasa ya mdomo hayapo. Tutakuwa na chombo ambacho kitatusaidia ili sisi na sisi tuwe tunafanya negotiation na wale ambao wanataka kuja kuchukua kura zetu na wale ambao wanataka kuchukua uongozi wa nchi hii. One, we have not said, Onyonga did not clearly say that we are going to come up with a new political party. He said if the existing political parties and if
the potential presidential candidates that we have seen will not meet the aspirations of the kisses. We are also at liberty. We have the energy, we have the power and the capacity of also coming up with a party and drive it as one of the national parties that we have in this country. Thank you.
President Uhuru Kenyatta has witnessed the handing over of presidential and regimental colors to the Kenya Navy base in Manda Bay, signifying an upgrade of the base. Now, the presidential color is the greatest honor bestowed upon a military unit in recognition of exceptional service, while the regimental colors is carried out as a mark of identification. According to the military tradition, the whole ceremony symbolizes the trust accorded to a unit or a base. Officials say the colors represent the spirit of the regime. Now, losing the colors would lead to the disbandment of the regime or the entire unit.
The Kenya Navy base Manda is of utmost significance in enhancing our counter-terrorism efforts and also our maritime security. Besides protecting our country's port infrastructure, in addition, this base boosts security in the region and also guards vital trade routes that are the lifeblood of international commerce.
Manda Base has truly earned Your Excellency's recognition due to its centrality in support of operations both within the Lamu archipelago and its environs and across the border.
And in the world of business, Family Bank has now expanded its branch network to 93 branches across the country. The bank has today opened a new branch in Isiolo County, bringing services even closer to the customers in the marginalized northern part of Kenya. The county has created a conducive business environment, fostering its growing economic hub, a favorable aspect for Family Bank to set foot and open its first branch in Isiolo County.
Family Bank wamesema karibuni sana. Family Bank kama vile mnapojua ni benki ambayo inashughulikia wanabiashara wale wa chini na wa medium wanaoitwa SME. Kwa hivyo tukija hapa tunasema wanabiashara, benki yenyu imekuja. Benki ambayo inawaelewa, inawafaa, ambayo inaleta sera ambazo zitawafaidi nyote kama wakaaji na wanabiashara wa Isiolo.
Investors wanakuja kwa wingi, ndio munaona partners, development partners wanakuja kwa wingi because we have created for them a very conducive environment whereby they can do business. And that is the responsibility of the government, and actually we have achieved that. Fungue mafikira yote yawezekana. Kufanya biashara kubwa kubwa inawezekana. Wana Isiolo, mimi najua mko na bidii sana. Mchukue hii nafasi. Mupate mkopo hapa. Hata Waislamu wale wakuli riba watapata product yao ambaye ni sheria compliant watapewa. Mchukue hii nafasi, mupate mkopo, mufanye biashara na mujiendeleze vizuri.
Now, over 100,000 smallholder maize farmers from 7 central and eastern counties are set to gain better access to farm inputs at discounted prices through a new Africa Connect digital platform. Now, the platform is an upshot of a partnership between Yara and Gotv under the umbrella platform of Africa Connect. This will help in ensuring smallholder farmers access quality feeds, fertilizers, and other inputs at lowest prices.
Engage with our farmers using digital platforms and digital approaches, because we know we live in COVID times, so we are not able to freely interact with farmers as we used to do before. As Yara, we've come together with Gotv to roll out an input bundle that not only delivers value in terms of the composition, the quality that we bring, but even more importantly, the cost. We see it as an opportunity to give farmers an opportunity to increase their productivity in a cost-effective way. And we're rolling out to first rolling out to more than 100,000 farmers in this region, but scaling it out to the rest of the country.
Tumefunzwa kuhusu fertilizer ya Yara, mbegu za mahindi na sana sana narima mahindi na madezi. Tarehe zenye tuko nazo ni mambo na bei ya fertilizer. Juu bei ya fertilizer imepanda sana. Sasa tulikuwa tunajitetea kwa kampuni kama inaweza tuteremshia kabei kidogo, lakini bado vile tumesoma leo ni kama kuna manufaa na mambo zingine mzuri juu kuna ile paki utanunua ya 1 hectare na unakuwa umepunguziwa bei na kitu 700 hivi. Tumeambiwa download kwa simu ukuwe unajua kwenye unafaa kununua begu ili usikubane na hizi begu substandard.
A standoff is looming between a faction of landlords and the government in Mai Mahiu who are yet to receive their pay from the government following the construction or rather the extension of the meter gauge railway. Willie Dennis Njiru reports from Mai Mahiu.
Dozens of landlords from Mai Mahiu area of Naivasha in Nakuru County are demanding for an immediate settlement of compensation from the national government following land acquisition of 18 months ago that paved way for the construction of the 23 kilometers extension of the meter gauge railway to the SGR.
Wale watu tumewachua nao wanakuja wanatuambia gojeeni wiki moja, gojea wiki mbili, hadi sasa kama mimi kwangu wamejenga hiyo makarabati na wajawahi kuniambia tutakupatia sumuni wala dururu.
They lament the diverse shortfalls that they have had to endure in it, skipping plantation seasons and hard economic times that prompted them to sell off their livestock due to insufficient fodder.
Hii reli wakati iliingia kwangu nilikuwa na buzi na kondoo 70, mifugo ng'ombe ingine 27. Nilikuwa nimeweka nyasi.
24 December tulipewa pesa tukatoa dada yangu pahali tulikuwa tumemzika. Alikuwa amenunua ploti 2. Sasa tukatafuta pahali ya kumpeleka. Tulimpeleka tukaomba pahali ya kumweka. Sasa hii pahali tulipewa wanadai pesa na tuna pesa.
The extension of the 23 kilometer stretch is expected to be completed by the end of the year, making it possible for residents of the western part of the country to access rail services directly from Mariakani in Mombasa through Naivasha interchange.
Kama ni eka moja ambayo imechukuliwa hapo ya mtu moja, ya mtu eka moja, hauwezi pata pesa za kununua eka nyingine hapo. Labda upate nusu eka ama kwota eka.
The frustrated landlords met at the governor's area of Mai Mahiu with officials from the Kenya Railways and engineers from the China Construction Company, threatening to cease further construction until a resolution.
Kwa hivyo sasa kwa sababu hatumtujali hata nasi, sasa msimamishe kazi mpaka mtulipe nini? Pesa zetu.
Kwani hawa watu wa reli wamekuja kutufanya IDP.
They say fears of falling laughing stock is imminent if the railway is completed without receiving their dues. The contractor is working towards the final completion of the stretch.
Mimi mnafanya maskini ni reli. Kwa hivyo mimi nakaa na maskini na machozi mengi sana ni hii reli.
Na kutoka wakati hiyo shamba ilikutwa ni reli na mimi bado sijauza, bado sijakatakata na bado sijauza eka yote 5.
Reporting for TV47 from Mai Mahiu in Nakuru County, I'm Willie Dennis Njiru.
And about 2,000 families in Malindi have protested and want the national government to expedite their compensation payment of 5 billion shillings on land set aside for the expansion of Malindi International Airport. The airport is being expanded from 1.4 kilometers to 2.5 kilometers. The family representatives said despite the Kenya Airports Authority KAA inspecting the land last year, the National Lands Commission failed to enhance the compensation process. The families now want the process hastened, stating that they need money to renovate their houses since tenants are complaining.
Na tangu wafanye hiyo evaluation hatujapata tena majibu. Hali yetu imekuwa duni, vibarua hakuna tena, na hata yale manyumba tulitegemea kwa kukodisha, kwa kuishi, kukimu mahitaji yetu na kusomesha watoto wetu.
Manyumba yameanguka, yamebaki mahame kwa sababu watu hawezi kujenga. Kwa hivyo saa hizi inakuwa ni shida, nyumba pia zimebomoka, watu hawezi kuzijenga tena.
Hama kwa hakika ni huzuni mkubwa kwa sababu ni kama haki yetu inacheleweshwa. Na hivi tunaomba